Welcome to the pod show.
We're back, baby.
That was loud, I'm sorry.
You're fine. We're back, making our big fat asses clap.
Yep. In a prime new studio.
It's quote unquote studio.
So what's on the topic chop? The chopping block.
I lost my fucking debit card before I came here.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty sweet.
That's fucking great. I gotta cancel and wait like 3-4 fucking days, and then they're gonna give me a different.
Or you could pay the chump fee. I don't even know if your bank has that.
No.
Credit unions understand. I'm a mud man, and I lose my card
What does that mean?
plus times.
I feel like you say it all the time.
A year. You know what? It just sums up just a messy person. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
fair.
I feel like the mud man.
The mud man. He's a fucking superhero.
Yeah, dude. What's your superpower to be aggressively inadequate?
It's just me and fucking Seti tonight.
Yes.
We're here. We're queer. We're fucking smacking our nutsacks together. We're
Hey. You ever do the bat wing? A lot of friction.
I see that fucking shit from from Jane Silent Bob. It's just like pull your fucking nutsack back over your dick, and make it look like a bullfrog.
Yeah, dude. Or fucking waiting when it was the goat and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, in the early 2000s, you did the goat to your boys. That shit was funny as fuck.
Yeah, there was a lot of nut humor.
Now, a lot of nut humor, but you know what? If you just like pulled out your nutsack into the brain and just made weird noises like people would just be like just fucked up, you know?
You might get in trouble for it, dude. You might get canceled on Twitter.
Yeah.
You might get yelled at by some fucking idiot with an anime avatar and Z or Zare in their fucking bio.
Oh man.
Get upset because he made a fucking poop joke 10 years ago or some shit.
Yep, well, it's time to dig deep.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid as fuck.
Dig deep in you.
You shouldn't be held accountable for poop on social networks. Oh, that's actually like, you know, sometimes you should totally be held accountable for it, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, do we as a society have to take everything to heart?
Yeah.
At one point,
I feel like
can
mob
we
justice at some point just becomes just a mob.
exactly? And satire is all around us. Can you really be so selective just to get offended at these singular things that maybe you're just trying to, kind of just, I don't know, boost or something? I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a piece of shit.
You're just trying to boost.
I'm trying to boost.
Trying to boost, dude. That's in the hood. That's what they call stealing cars, dude.
Yeah,
boosting.
Boosting.
Boosting. Are you boosting today?
Boosting.
I'm gonna boost a newt.
And boost. You're a booster.
Imagine if there was a car called a newt.
Newt.
And you just boost a newt.
How'd you feel about that joke, dude?
I feel really good about it. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm so fucking funny, dude. It's not
Dude, shut the fuck up.
Really. Like, between us, honestly, dude, I feel like, you know... I feel like if I were to go on stand-up comedy, dude, I could do it. You know what I mean?
Dude, I feel like...
Not really, though. I would bomb hard.
You'd probably choke a little bit.
I would choke hard.
But if you, like, you'd probably do something weird, like if you just face down or look behind, like just turn away from the crowd. Yeah. You could probably do it. At one point, you wanted to sing in front of people.
Yeah, at one point. And then I realized, I have stage fright. I forgot about this.
Hey, dude, it's just something you gotta get past. As far as anybody who's ever played live, or even, like, played in front of a group of people, like, at a dumb hipster coffee shop, you still feel, like, a little bit of, like, pressure to perform. You still feel that little bit of, like, judgment, but it's up to you to, like, you know, I guess harness it.
Remember when me, you, and Lewis just, like, we loitered at his fucking job? We loitered at Hector's job.
Yeah, dude.
And we just sat there in the fucking movie theater, and we sort of, like, you guys were playing guitar, like, all fucking day.
Yeah.
While there were acts on the stage. Like,
no,
people
dude.
actually doing shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like, I was just kind of humming along. And then some fucking weird old guy came up and was like... and he just gave us a fucking card.
Yeah, dude. And it was just like, it was like weird personal card. It was just like, this means you gotta smile. Or like, it was just something like fucking weird.
No. What he gave us was a card to the president.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. What the fuck was I saying?
I looked at it for 2 seconds. I was like, hell yeah, man. This is so fucking cool. And then I realized, like, oh, this is just like a generic White House card.
Yeah, dude, I don't even...
This is public information that you could just sort of look up. We were all like hyped about it, dude. We loved it.
Here's the fucking number to like the Smithsonian, or like, you know, like what the fuck?
Yeah. It's like the White House. It's like, what the fuck? We're gonna call the White House.
Personal number, and they answer, hello, this is, they say a serious ass like hotline, and you're just like, you shouldn't play games on this. We know where you are. Like fucking, like, it just gets really fucking serious. You're just like, I didn't know. Start to cry.
I just figured it was like you call it and it's like a thing to set up like a tour or whatever, like because they do like tours of the White House and shit.
Dude, I don't exactly. I don't know what exactly he was even advertising. Like, he could have just wanted our rears. Like, he'd have just been like...
It literally was just like the White House on it, and then it had like a picture of it, and then like the numbers, like the fax machine and all that shit. And I guarantee you, it was just like the general like help desk.
Yeah, dude, I still don't fucking remember what he even gave us, but it just felt like a pity card. It felt like dude, you guys are doing a thing.
Yeah, like,
and no one's fucking paying attention to this. So you know what? I'm gonna give you this card.
We were fucking hyped about it, and then later on, we just looked at, like, I feel like I looked at the card and was just like, this is nothing. He gave us nothing.
That's because we were in like West Bloomfield and we assumed it was like some like semi-important lawyer. We was all like, oh dude, he's got like connects.
Yeah. It was just some fucking like old guy with a toupee. That was it. He just came in and wanted to see a movie.
You know, that was the only real acknowledgement we got that whole experience, but you know what, it was good fun.
I appreciate that experience.
Yeah, dude.
It was pretty good.
We drove all the way an hour to fucking like do that.
Just to loiter and sort of play a guitar.
Yep.
While other people were doing things. We stayed until closing.
Bro.
Waiting for
Dude, it was so sweet though. Like, I feel like if you ever like worked at like a movie theater, it's like the coolest dumb hipster job. Like, you could just like watch all these movies and just like...
Dude, speaking of fucking movie theaters... Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Fucking Allen Park.
Oh, dude, I'm kind of sad about that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it always smelled like homeless people urine.
Yeah.
But, like, dude, there was just something so nostalgic about it. We always just used to go make a thing of it. Like, just go mob deep with, like, 8 people. It's $1.50. Who gives a shit?
Dude, remember when me, you, and Dan went there and we saw some fucking movie with Ryan Reynolds or some shit? With Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds or some shit.
Oh, fucking Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds. What?
No, I think it was like Jamie Foxx and Ryan Reynolds or some shit.
What movie was that, though?
It was one where I think Jamie Foxx was like trying to... Not Jamie Foxx. No, Denzel Washington.
Wait, is that Training Day?
No, not Training Day.
No, you're right. I'm wrong as fuck.
Where Denzel had like a fucking chip or some shit. And he had to like... And then Ryan Reynolds was chasing him down through...
Dude, Safe House.
Safe House, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then they caught fucking Denzel, and then they started like torturing him and shit.
Yep.
Like, waterboarding him.
I remember that shit.
I think it was me, you, and Dan. We watched that shit.
Dude, I think that was the last time I went there.
Yeah.
Like, no bullshit.
Then there was the movie with James Franco's brother. Who the fuck was in that?
Wait, James Franco and James Franco's brother?
I think we talked about it the last time, or whatever. But it was James Franco's brother. It was Vince Vaughn, and it was like some fucking old guy. And it was like a business
His less
trip
interesting
thing.
brother.
Yeah.
You know, he's all right.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's pretty good.
And then they went to like fucking Europe or some shit. And there's like a scene where where James Franco's brother like he's like basically a fucking retarded person in that movie. And they go to like some fucking gay bar to ask for information about some like business shit. And then what the fuck happens? He like walks up to somebody that was like in a fucking glory hole or some shit. Like his dick poked his leg or some shit. And then he like took his dick and like shook it like it was a hand. He was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." and then he backed up immediately like, "Oh."
Are you talking about in How You See Me?
Yeah.
No, I know that's not what you're talking about.
Fuck you, dude. Fucking Now You See Me.
Oh, dude, he was in a fucking magic movie.
I remember that movie. That shit was terrible.
What the fuck, dude?
But yeah, man, the fucking movie theater. It sucks. I've had so many memories of just going with my family or just going with a group of friends to see some really shitty movie.
Yep.
And then just going to the other theaters in it. Realistically, that's probably why they lost money.
Yeah, exactly. Just went to go see the movie at the regular time, and like after a while, with the combination of it's probably like Netflix and this whole like digital like this whole like new age, like you know what I mean, like this new age of like multi platforms, where you gotta if you have Hulu, if you have Disney Plus, if you have Netflix, if you have Amazon Prime, you don't need cable.
Yeah.
If you need the news, your phone's the news. Like it's like the stuff like that, and then the fact that the movies like aired at the right time, and then they would get movies 3 weeks later, destroyed them. I wouldn't be surprised if near the end, like the only reason why they got that last push was because they announced that they were closing down.
Yeah.
And that place was stagnant for a while. You would drive by, you wouldn't even see anybody, dude.
Yeah. I think like a lot of it was some of the last times that we had driven by, it was all like kids movies because parents take their fucking kids to go see movies.
Yeah.
And it's a fun family activity.
Exactly. It's all about like the complex of just going out. Going out as like a family, like having that dynamic, like, you know, where you just guys go out together as a group and just go do some dumb shit, like go see a movie for $1.50.
Dude, I remember the first or second time I ever went there when I was like real little. It was like me and my family. We went to go see some fucking stupid Nicolas Cage movie where it was like some dumb romantic comedy or whatever. I forget what it was called.
Wait, with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Oof, that sounds dry.
Oh, it was dry as shit. It was awful.
Okay.
I just remember being horribly bored all throughout it. You know what other fucking movie theater I miss?
What?
Remember where the Sears Market was? Or Sears?
Yeah, that little one that was right there. Dude, one of my, I don't know, my whole childhood is like messy. I can't remember fucking anything. But like one of my earliest memories, I remember going there and going to see that dinosaur movie.
Yeah, Dinosaur?
Yeah.
It's
like,
literally just called Dinosaur. The 3D one?
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck.
The Disney one, yeah. That's still one of my favorite movies of all time. You know, like it was just a movie about dinosaurs. Like, you know, like it just had dinosaurs and I was like, bet. And I was just down for that shit.
Dude, like my first experience there was, it was either X-Men or Spider-Man. No, I think it was X-Men first.
Like the first one, holy shit, dude.
And then we went and saw fucking Spider-Man when it first came out.
The beginning of the Marvel wave.
Yeah. It was that fucking early 2000 shit.
Hell yeah, that first Daredevil. Ooh.
Ooh. Oh, dude, speaking of fucking X-Men and shit, for some fucking reason, okay, so I'm gonna get into a bunch of like retarded toy shit.
Yeah, dude.
just for a little bit. A bunch of stupid fucking toy shit. So, back when, in the 90s and shit, Marvel was starting to go out of business and stuff. So they got bought out by a company called Toy Biz because they were owned by basically the same people. So they bought them out, and then eventually Toy Biz fucking ended and shit. And then they were losing money again. So they had to sell off the rights, like the movie rights and shit. So they sold them off to like a bunch of different studios. And I think everyone knows kind of what happened at this point. Like Spider-Man's movie rights got sold off. And I think like their merchandising rights too got sold off to Sony.
Yeah, I was about to say Sony.
And Blade got sold off to New Line Cinema, and X-Men got sent off to Fox or whatever. So then, I think Marvel, when they started making movies again, they ended up winning back a bunch of the fucking rights to some of these properties, like Blade.
Yeah.
They got the merchandising rights back for Spider-Man, so like they can make money off of it. And I think they've always had the merch rights for X-Men, but recently, because they're doing the movies and stuff, they couldn't do anything with X-Men because they don't have the rights to their own shit.
Yeah.
And people are bitching about like monopolies and stuff when it's like, yeah, it's kind of Marvel's fault that it happened, but it was also like a different time.
Yeah, different time.
Dying as a business.
And economically speaking, it was a different time too. Like,
just
you know
because
what I mean?
like the comic book crash.
Yeah.
And like the speculator market and shit. And that's a weird thing to get into because basically like a bunch of people thought in the 90s that comic books would be worth something someday and that a bunch of like stupid #1 comics would be worth something literally in that moment.
Yeah.
Obviously fucking not.
No, you can buy it for $16.
Yeah, you can buy Spawn for like $20. It was like a bubble. It was like an economic bubble, and it fucking burst. And when that happened, Marvel started losing the fucking money and shit. So they sold off the rights and yada yada. Then eventually, now they got the merchandising rights back. I think when they bought out fucking Fox. But before then, they were like killing off the X-Men in the comics through like different ways. Or like putting... It just seemed like they were putting on lower quality writers than the other books on the X-Men books.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like chalk them down. And at the same time, I don't think there was like any merchandising at all, aside from like maybe t-shirts and hats and shit, that got... It all kind of disappeared off the shelves ever since X-Men... Origins Wolverine. Sorry, I'm tired.
You're good.
I feel like I've yawned like 15 times. So, X-Men Origins came out. Wolverine. And then they stopped all the production and shit. Because Marvel was like, well, we're not going to make money off of their fucking property. This is stupid. Why the fuck would we sell somebody else's shit? Even though they own it, they have the fucking most money through like movies and shit. So now they actually bought the shit back. Now they're making fucking... Because they've denied it they just haven't done it for like years and years and years. Even though it wasn't off the table for them to do toys of it.
Yeah.
They just still wouldn't do it. Just because of bias and shit. So they were doing really spiteful shit, generally, to spite Fox. And now, I think at this last Toy Fair or whatever, they actually showed off, like, fucking shit from the Fox movies. So everyone, like, freaked the fuck out because up until now, they've only done, like, the MCU shit.
Yeah.
The Marvel movie shit. So now if you want to fucking mix in tank top Wolverine, huge jacked man with fucking Captain America, you can do it, baby! Dude, they're making like a...
It's kind of lit though.
I think Cable is going to be... Cable's sweet as fuck, dude. I love Cable.
I don't know much about him or like, his tie-in with Deadpool. Okay. Dude, that was something.
Yeah, we just had fucking Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's good for you, dude.
Oh yeah, it is. So yeah, here, I'll show you it. All this shit looks fucking great because I feel like we got it just at the right time too, just because the way that they're doing the face painting on the figures.
Yeah.
It just feels like up until now, it's all been like really fucking bad. And now that they have this like weird technology where they can just literally scan the actor's face and then print it with like weird 3D print painting onto the figure's face. And like a lot of these figures have had the right sculpting, but a lot of the times the painting makes it look like shitty. That's why you see like pictures maybe on Instagram or whatever all the time of like people custom painting their shit, and it looks fucking amazing. A lot of the times those fucking heads and stuff that people paint up and the figures that people paint up are like legit, like fresh from the fucking factory, but like the paint looks fucking terrible and it makes their face look like a mongoloid.
Yeah. And that's like most of like the toys Lewis was sending us pictures of when he was in Mexico. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that bad paint on a toy can make it look absolutely fucking stupid. Okay, so if Google would fucking load, look at this goddamn shit. Like it's a little off just because of my fucking Google.
Oh, dude, let me see that shit. Yeah, I already kind of like saw like a partial view of it. Dude, that's fucking. Yep. It looks just like his fucking face, dude. Dude, imagine how Hugh Jackman fucking feels. He has like a action figure with a mini him, yeah. But you know he wants to collect them all.
Yeah, that's the 3D model of it because they do a lot of the 3D models. And look, they're doing like a at the same time they're doing like retro styled like the old fucking.
Oh, dude, that's sweet.
Old Spider-Man figures, like that. They've been doing that for a bit. But they haven't like ventured off in any series except for.
We already like kind of like talked about this. Like, how do you like find like? Is it just all like the people you follow, like all like these things you follow online? That's how you get like the buzz, because the advertising for toys, in a general sense, is just bad.
It's weird because
it's just not like what it used to be in like the early 2000s when there was like advertisements for like fucking Yu-Gi-Oh toys and like.
There used to be a lot. I think there still is on like YouTube and shit. I think it's partially because we don't really watch TV and shit anymore. Because I did see like a fucking commercial for Marvel Legends, which is the shit that I collect.
Oh, no shit.
And fucking.
So I guess it's there, but it's just like not in like the mainstream. So
right. Yeah. No. Yeah, like I've seen advertisements for it on YouTube and some commercials here and there, but it's always like. They're on a pedestal or whatever. It's not like it used to be, where it's like, it's the Hulk, and he's coming through with high-flying action, and he punches. It's always like somebody ham-handing.
They throw they throw him into a bunch of goons.
Yeah, they throw it through boxes.
Yeah. Smash!
That
Crash!
Shit's fucking sick, dude. I wish they had, even though like it's more collector-oriented now, I wish they would do shit like that.
Yeah, just some rad, beat 'em up, blocky boys that, you know, like they're gonna get the shit beat out of them.
Yeah, they're gonna get the Mick-Mac.
Yeah, the Mip-Mop.
Yeah.
Sometimes
they're gonna get the Big Mac.
The Big Mac.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, they're doing, what the fuck is it? They're doing the X-Men Fox movies and shit. And they're doing, like, Mystique. Dude. She kind of got some fat titties for a toy, dude.
Oh, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, they're doing the, like, X-Men 1 Wolverine.
Oh, that's badass.
And they're doing... what the fuck is it?
Dude, fucking... What's Hugh Jackman doing now?
They're doing Magneto and Professor Xavier, but they both have, like, the old and young heads.
I like that. That's fucking
great.
Retro. I don't think Hugh Jackman's doing shit no more.
I don't know. I have no idea what he's doing, to be honest. I think they're doing Domino, too. But yeah, dude, Cable looks fucking dope.
Oh, dude, he does look fucking sweet. Oh, yeah, but what were you saying earlier? Like, what exactly is going on with Cable as a character?
Wait.
That's fucking I can't take the eyes, like, seriously, though.
It just, like... under examination, it does look fucking weird as shit. But, like, for some of these figures, it's fucking spot on.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm telling you, man. It'd be badass. I would have my own action figure.
Dude, I would love that. They, like, scanned my face, put it onto a toy. I'd fucking coom.
Oh, dude. What the fuck?
What was that, man? Oh, man. What the fuck? Oh, they're coming out with a bunch of X-Men shit this year.
So, is there going to be like another X-Men movie? Also, fuck you. I guess I don't get to know about Cable.
No, I'll tell you. Alright, you fuck.
Inform me with your infinite comic book knowledge.
So, it's weird as shit. It takes a little bit of backstory to explain them. So, back in the 80s, Jean Grey had just recently died or whatever. And this was before it was either before or after she became the Phoenix. And the Phoenix died and disappeared or whatever. And then, I think Mr. Sinister, the fucking the blue dude with the white Dracula face. And he's got like the jewel on his head.
Yeah.
If I showed, he's got like the weird widow's peak and the fucking flat top cut.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, dude.
Straps in the back or whatever, the weird cape straps. He's weird as shit. He's like a mad scientist kind of guy. And his entire gimmick is like...
yeah, dude.
At the picture, that's why I froze up.
This fucking guy.
Yeah, he's weird as shit. So, yeah. He's fucking awesome. I still need to get that figure, by the way, because I kind of held out on him. And I need more villains. I just feel like I need more villains.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's cool as shit. And he took, like, Jean Grey's DNA when she died or whatever, and then made a clone of her, and then that clone kind of had, like, no memory of anything. And I guess the X-Men found her, and Scott just sort of ended up falling in love with her, Cyclops did.
Yeah.
And I think it went on... She didn't have any powers, though, like Jean did. Just because the X-Gene is, like, so weird and finicky and shit. Sometimes the cloning doesn't get right. Sometimes it does. But she didn't have any fucking powers. And it was just him and her living in, like, Alaska or some shit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he was on another X-Men team called the X Factor or whatever. So he had a kid with her, and that kid is Cable. So essentially, he had a kid with Jean Grey's sister, essentially. So some shit happens where Jean Grey comes back, and at the same time, Apocalypse is like around, and some shit happens where Apocalypse is creepy as fuck, and like his armor is like celestial parts from like a celestial. Like, remember Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
Like those celestials.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's bizarrely like burning his body out really quickly. So he needs to like switch bodies every so often to like keep himself going. So he wants that fucking kid. So he gets sent into the to hide the kid because it was this like huge fucking storyline where Apocalypse was just fucking coming for him.
Yeah.
And it took like the Inhumans and the X-Men and like a bunch like Avengers teams to fucking just stop Apocalypse. But they fucking couldn't. So what they did was somebody from the future came back and was like, hey, I'll take your kid. I'll take your kid for you. So they took the fucking baby into the future so that the baby could be raised in that timeline. Then the baby comes back. It's not like an alternate timeline. Like, it's that timeline.
Yeah.
But it is a different timeline, but it's really fucking weird to explain. I'm not going to go through it because it's really fucking stupid. Because the timeline
uses
the future
like
changes all
uses
the
different time tangents type shit. The
Timeline,
past is the now, but everything happened yesterday because it happened. Weird shit.
Whatever. Comics are fucking weird. So
is science for time travel.
It's not even a science thing. It's just like time passing in real world and time passing in comics is really fucking stupid because they can't really find a good way to explain it. Even though DC has been sort of trying to do it with like rebooting everything every so often, that's why it becomes hard to like keep a consistent thing going in comics over time. Because
makes sense because I felt like the New 52 just wasn't around that long.
Yeah. So what happens is he beats the shit out of all the fucking X-Men shit. Kid gets sent to the future. They stop Apocalypse. And then later on, that kid comes back. But now it's like some mysterious guy comes back and he's like fucking bunch of guns and shit. And he might be a villain, but no, it's actually the kid. It's fucking Cable.
Oh, shit.
So Cable eventually has like a stint where he's helping out some other team of the X-Men called the New Mutants, which is like the new movie coming out or whatever. Yeah. But it's like a bunch of kids and shit. And some of them are different from the movie and stuff, but I won't get into that. It's an older team, and it was them, New Mutants, he was the leader of, and then X-Force. And then eventually at some point, Deadpool came in the situation where he was a hired assassin to kill all of them. He was a bad guy at first for like a lot of the late 90s, early 2000s shit, where he would say some funny shit here and there, but he wasn't like, well, kooky wacky, I'm driving a unicorn. Chimichangas. Like, he was funny and shit sometimes, but it wasn't his entire personality.
No. He was like a serious fucking, like, mercenary.
Yeah, but he would still, like, he would make stupid fucking jokes and shit all the time, and he would just never shut up, and that was his gimmick. And then, over the years, eventually, I think they had like a dual title comic together called Deadpool and Cable, or Cable and Deadpool. It was a really fucking good comic. They didn't really have like a ton of interactions before then. Even then, like, Deadpool wasn't even on X-Force until recently, like maybe 2008 or 2009 or some shit. It was when Deadpool was on X-Force. And then eventually they got like a title together that was him and fucking Deadpool. I'm very tired right now.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I'm crashing a little bit. It was him and Deadpool, and then at some point, like in the comic and stuff, they like bond more and more through like different weird, wacky fucking adventures that they have together. And yeah, it's really cool. I think one of the cool things
I didn't know about the time travel. Time travel, time tangent thing. That's
so
cool.
He's not entirely like he's the age that he's supposed to be if he was in the main. Well, he's not. Okay. Fuck. He got sent into the future, became an adult there, like grew up there, and then just came back. He's from our timeline. He's like our guy. It's just that he was sent into a different timeline. That was it. And then he grew up there and became an adult there, and time passed normally there. And I think he got like infected or some shit. I forget how he got infected, but the idea is that he got infected by some kind of virus that like turns organisms into like metal, like liquid metal or whatever, and then you die, and that's it. And he got infected with it, so that's why his arm is all like weird and fucked up, because it's not like a mechanical arm. It's a virus that's literally eating him alive. Oh, fuck. The only thing that's keeping that virus at bay is because he has like crazy fucking telekinetic powers.
Really?
Yeah, because his mom is fucking Jean Grey's sister.
Oh yeah.
And his dad is Cyclops. So he has like, it's a weird fusion of the two where it's like, oh, well, now that you can control, this person controls energy, this person controls mental powers. Now you can just fucking shoot mental power. I don't know. I don't know how that fucking works.
Well, yeah.
But whatever kid they have turns out to be really fucking strong. And then he becomes leader of X-Force and all this shit recently. And then, that's Cable. He's cool as shit, and also he has a lot of guns. And he was raised in, like, kind of a weird tribe and, like, a weird future where mutants are kind of, like, corralled and, like, thrown into camps and shit. And, like, that's why he has, like, the weird fucking scar on his one eye, because he was branded or whatever. And he also has an infection, and the only thing, I already said that.
Yeah. That's sweet, though.
And if he wasn't, like, held back by that virus, he wouldn't even need to use, like, guns or anything. He would be fucking, like, crazy powerful. And there's one character that I fucking love, who's, like, my favorite X-Men character, whose name is just X-Man. And he's from, like, this weird
X-Man
alternate timeline. And the funny thing is that essentially they're half-brothers in a weird way. And his name is Nate, and Cable's name is Nathaniel. And Cable's last name is Summers. X-Man's last name is Gray. So it's like a weird...
Yeah, Nate Gray.
Yeah. And the idea is that he's from this alternate timeline where Mr. Sinister, surprise, surprise, fucking took Jean Grey's DNA and took Cyclops' DNA and, like, cloned a kid. That was essentially...
And that's this guy?
Yeah, he's cool as shit. Imagine if it's... What's his face? Something Reese. Kyle Reese from Terminator.
Yeah.
Imagine that's Cable. Nate Gray would be like Trunks from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, that's fucking sweet.
So it's the same sort of idea.
I got that vibe when you said he came from the other...
Yeah. But he's younger, or whatever. He was grown to, like, a teenager's age or whatever, and then he came over to the main Marvel Universe and some other shit. He comes from this world called Age of Apocalypse, where Apocalypse pretty much rules over fucking everything, and he has, like, he does horrible experiments on mutants and has, like, mutant death squads and shit. And Cyclops is on one of those fucking death squads, and he's got, like, fucking long hair and shit and, like, one eye.
That's fucking sweet.
It's dope as shit. And then Wolverine lost a hand or whatever, and he's married to Jean Grey because him and Jean Grey were in the pens together. They were in, like, these weird, like, corralled with humans and different mutants and shit as, like, slaves. So Mr. Sinister is, like, taking these people... He's like Joseph Mengele, essentially.
Yeah.
But to, like, people. implying that Jews aren't people. But in, like...
hey, you didn't mention the oven,
like,
dude. You're good.
book times. There were probably ovens there, too.
Oof.
And also...
Toasty.
Beast. Fucking... Beast... he, like, fucked with his own DNA. Instead of, like, in the main universe where Beast is, like gentle and, like, smart and stuff. This one is, like, a fucking mad scientist who did, like, horrible shit to himself and became, like, Dark Beast or whatever. It's back in the day when Beast started turning furry.
Yeah.
His fur was, like, dark gray, like a dark black or whatever. And then they changed that because just printer ink... some colorists would just change it fucking randomly. So, for some reason, it just shifted over to blue, like a lighter blue or whatever. And this universe, he just kept, like, fucking with his own DNA to where he's just, like way more powerful than the...
Yeah, now he's fucking, Beast. Like, half bear, fucking, like...
Yeah, dude, he looks fucking crazy. Because he does look just straight up like the classic Beast, but he's got, like... fucking... What the fuck is it? He's got, like, hair. Like, weird dreadlocks and shit. Yeah, here it is. He looks fucking awesome.
Oh, that is fucking sweet.
And he's got like weird metal pants. I don't know why he has metal pants.
Oh, he looks like crazy though.
Yeah. Bringing this back all into the toy thing, they're making like figures of all these fucking characters. This was like a story from the 90s.
See, and that's sweet that they're like bringing it to light, but in a modern sense, to where like people will buy these versus like
because I guess
a comic book store like Big Ben's where like you know they just
sit there.
Yeah, sit there.
It's
treasure trove really, but like.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they're pushing this storyline, even though it's from the 90s to, because it's the it's like the anniversary or some shit of this entire big storyline. Because back in the 90s, they canceled fucking everything just to do this event. Like, all the fucking X-Men titles were just gone. Like,
Damn.
everything. Like, they wiped the fucking slate clean. They were like, this is the new universe now. Because, I think it was like Xavier's son went back in time.
Yeah.
And tried to fucking kill Magneto. And ended up fucking killing Charles instead. So then, when Apocalypse showed up, nobody was around to stop him. Because there was no X-Men.
Oh,
so then,
shit.
Fucking Magneto formed the X-Men later on, but it was already too late. And so, like, all these fucking... Like, Hulk is still, like, gray and shit. And there's, like, different versions of different characters and stuff. It's really fucking cool.
That is sick.
And then Captain America was never found. Because...
I love, like, alternate, like, this is what happens if this happens.
Yeah.
Like, and here's a whole universe based around that.
Like Flashpoint and shit.
Yep. Fuck yeah, dude. That's my shit.
Dude, you would... Honestly, if they made the... I wish to God they made this into a fucking animated movie, because the entire storyline... Like, yeah, there's a bunch of spin-offs and shit, but the entire storyline is so straightforward and fucking cool. Because, God, now I'm going to explain the entire fucking story. So, yeah, Mr. Sinister is basically... Mr. Sinister and Beast are basically like Joseph Mengele.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Apocalypse like rules everything with a fucking iron fist. Like, it's implied that one of the Celestials came... Because he already has, like, Celestial armor.
Yeah.
One of the Celestials came to fucking Earth, and he killed it. He just fucking killed it. And at the same time, Magneto and Rogue have, like, a kid together. And then X-Man eventually gets free of, like, whatever cloning facility he's in. And he's like, I'm a fucking adult, I guess. What the fuck is going on? And he has to go, like... he, like, goes out into the forest. And you know Forge? Mutant Forge from X-Men?
Yeah.
Where he's got, like, the mechanical arm and the mechanical leg and shit.
That you're talking about Mutant Forge.
Yeah. And he's got, like...
I messed with X-Men for a minute, but not crazy long, because later on, I don't know, I thought of the X-Men.
Yeah, that's him. So, like, his ability is just to, like, build shit really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, to see the way that a mechanism works, and then, like, reverse engineer it, and then make it even fucking better. Like, that's his whole mutant power. So, he ends up... Oh, my God.
What?
Hello. It's okay. Thank you very much. It was very nice.
Scared the life out of fucking me and Robert.
Scared me so bad.
Woo.
Because the
nephew brought us ice cream.
So, what the fuck was I saying?
We were talking about...
Oh yeah, Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah, an old boy with the metal leg.
Oh yeah, X-Man breaks out, and then Forge finds him, and then Forge raises him with, like, his daughter and, like, a few other people who are, like, a weird resistance that are, like, kind of allies with the X-Men. And he tells X-Man about the X-Men. This is before he calls himself X-Man. And then his entire, like, Mr. Sinister comes, murders an entire fucking group.
Oh, shit.
Murders the shit out of them.
I also love it when comic books do that. When they
Oh, dude, I love that too.
let's just slay them. X-Men does that a lot, though. In a lot of their major stories, I'd say, like, half everyone dies.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're eating ice cream, by the way. So,
Smash.
he eventually finds... Oh my god. I lost my fucking place of gum. So, that entire group just fucking dies hard as shit. And so then, X-Man learns about, like, the X-Men or whatever. And he's like, there was a group or whatever that used to be called the X-Men that used to help people no matter what the circumstances were. So I'm going to call myself the X-Man or whatever. And
That's
then
sweet.
he fucking goes and he meets Magneto and shit. And then they all, like, kind of they don't meet before, they meet, like, after everything, like, all the big events are going down. So, like, right at the fucking end game, he just meets Magneto and they, like, talk for a second. And then he's like, alright, you want to go do something? Go take care of fucking Apocalypse's kid. So X-Man fights this big fucking, like, monster named Holocaust or whatever. His name is literally Holocaust. They call him Nemesis now because...
Yeah.
I guess you can't call a villain Holocaust.
It's in bad taste, I guess.
Yeah, it's in bad taste that a villain would be called Holocaust. Yeah, no.
I'm totally not laughing at the irony.
So, he goes to fight him, and then they're, like, fighting over some kind of crystal that would, like, cause, like, some kind of fucking explosion or whatever.
A schmeckle.
Yeah, same fucking explodes. And then they both get thrown into, like, the main Marvel universe. Because at the same time, some other shit happens where Bishop, you know Bishop, right?
Yeah.
Time traveler too. He ends up in that timeline and he's like, what the fuck? Everything's wrong. And then at the same time, he's with Magneto and stuff. And Magneto and the X-Men are, like, doing the wrong thing. And he's like, yeah, that bitch up. Magneto and the X-Men are like, what the fuck is going on?
It's a podcast where we eat ice cream and struggle.
Yeah.
You ever try to eat an ice cream sandwich fast? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So.
No more food challenges.
Yeah, right. Magneto is like, I don't think you're telling the truth. So there's, like, an entire thing where it's like he's trying to convince them that this isn't the right timeline and that something was changed. So eventually they get to that change, and then instead of becoming just the main timeline, something changes to where it becomes just an alternate timeline or whatever.
Silly butterfly effect shit.
Yeah. So that universe still exists, but in a different space from the main universe. And something changes. So at the same time, he gets thrown... X-Man gets thrown into the main universe. And then he's just, like, a character there for a while. And he has, like, his own adventures and shit, and hangs out with, like, Spider-Man and stuff. And him and Cable are basically, like, brothers. And then, in the fucking Age of Apocalypse, when all this shit's going down, Wolverine, who used to be in the pens with Jean Grey, ends up marrying her or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they both got captured by Apocalypse, and then they broke out of the pens. And then Apocalypse is about to drop a fucking nuke on, like, every major place in the world. Even though America and, like, most other countries are basically dystopias.
Yeah.
He's just gonna end it all. Like, fuck everything, blow up the whole world. So, Jean Grey's like, I gotta go help stop this because I have like powers and shit. I gotta help. I gotta go help the humans. And she leaves or whatever because him and Jean Grey were living in like peace.
Yeah.
Like they were doing their own thing. They were just kind of off the grid and shit. Wolverine is just like, what the fuck? Where'd my wife go? So he goes searching for her across like different continents and stuff. And he ends up like he's got one hand from his time in the pins. And he's got like weird tattoos on his face and shit.
Wait, Wolverine?
Yeah.
How does he lose a hand?
Oh. He just doesn't have it.
I mean, like you can cut adamantium, I get that, but like...
No. He still has the claws, he just doesn't have the hand. He's got like a weird cap. That's weird as shit.
Like a fucking nub?
Yeah.
A spike nub. And
His costume is kind of cool though. It's like blue and like red stripes on it. And his name isn't Wolverine in Age of Apocalypse. It's just Weapon X. Because he never became Wolverine.
See, you're getting so much character identity from all these fucking like characters. Why did Wolverine get 7 movies? And why did Apocalypse suck?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, Apocalypse in the comics is fucking radical.
Oh yeah, dude, but how are you gonna shit on, like... That's why I didn't like X-Men. But, to be honest, they were just shitty storytellers. But they had good stories. I mean, they're animated and, like, you know, cinematic universe. Oh, that is fucking... Dude, he does, like, literally have, like, a little fucking...
Little nub.
A little nub. Like a little dildo.
But it's still kind of fucking badass. In a weird way.
He's got a little metal chode.
And I kind of like that's Jean Grey in that universe, by the way. She looks kind of fucking cool.
Looks like a fucking... Like Hex Girl.
Yeah. yeah.
Fucking Scooby-Doo.
And they all have like facial tattoos and shit because they were in the fucking like apocalypse pins, the fucking concentration camps and shit where they were like cloning their DNA and stuff. And
they keep them concentrated.
Yeah, they concentrate all the minorities into one spot. So
mutants, dude. Use the wrong word.
Yeah. Some other shit happens where they end up all kind of converging on one spot. At the same time, Magneto's so all this shit is building to this big final confrontation where they all have to fight against Apocalypse. And then Wolverine finally meets Jean Grey after searching for her for so long, but right as the world is ending. And then so everything dies anyway.
Yeah.
But like the people that sales were good for end up in the main universe.
All right, cool.
The people that people liked
ended
up in the main universe.
Let's trim it down a little.
Yeah. So
less side character identity.
Yeah. It ends up Magneto gets into a fight with Apocalypse at the very end. And he just like uses his powers to fucking magnetize his armor and then rips him in half. Just fucking rips
that's badass.
Apocalypse in half. It's fucking crazy.
I will say, like, what movie was it? Was it Days of Future Past with the Sentinels? And they just slay the X-Men? I love that scene, dude. Something about that. Like, the rest of the movie was like, you know, it's a pretty good movie. But, you know, pretty solid, decent.
Like, they died hard as shit.
Yeah.
But, like, I fucking loved, what's his face in it? The big fucking Native American guy with the 2 knives.
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck is his name? Oh, I can't think of it right now. It's gonna kill me.
It's me dropping shit.
I know his name is like Jonathan Proudstar or some shit, but I don't know his like superhero name. It's like no, it's Warpath.
Warpath. Okay.
Dude, he's so fucking sick. Like, he's got like Wolverine's healing factor, but he's just like superhumanly strong. and I think I forget what his powers were, but I know that he can like do like weird knife shit. Oh god damn it! This is gonna kill me forever.
He reminds me of the guy from Ace Ventura, but just with fucking
just
black hair.
Yeah.
I mean, not Ace Ventura. What the fuck, my Ventura Brothers?
Yeah. Oh, Brock.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. He's cool as shit though, but he dies hard as fuck in that movie. So does Blink. Blink is cool. Blink actually comes from Age of Apocalypse too.
Oh no shit.
She's the bitch that was making like portals and stuff.
If they just even had like a good like animated series like of like Age of the Apocalypse, and I don't know, dude. Marvel ain't got shit.
Yeah.
And now that Disney's got them, good luck having like a serious animated thing.
Like I feel like
DC has a lot of free reign right now to just like do whatever. You see someone get dogged out in that shit, and it's just.
I feel like I could give you like a comic or whatever of it, like a full fucking thing. But even if I did, and even if you were genuinely interested, you probably might not read it just because it's a comic and it's a lot of investment to put into something.
Yeah, true. But not to mention, like, I've never been a fan of the comic book format. Even when I was super into anime, and, you know, like, I use that lightly, like, when I was super into, like, Naruto and shit, and I wanted to, like, get to just, like, the story.
Yeah.
Or figure out, like, I would, of course, watch the YouTube videos that had, like, the manga and fucking...
I'll send you a link to something that explains it all, just so that you could sit down and watch it.
Yeah, I imagine it's a lot, but you know what, like, X-Men, I feel like they just never had their story told properly. If it was properly used in the Cineverse, it could have been fucking incredible. It could have been Avengers.
Anyway, bringing it all back to the toy thing, I'm going to tell you about this fucking retarded thing that I did that probably wasn't a very good idea.
Oh, yeah.
I was spite bidding on eBay. Because
you never even tell me that's what it was, dude. I do that shit all the time with guitars. I never act on it. I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna get it, and I even like push it as far as to like, I probably got some bad stars. I probably got a bad review or some shit.
I'm a fucking prick. So they're making the figure of X-Man or whatever. He's like my second or third favorite Marvel character ever.
Yeah.
He's like my favorite fucking guy, and he's dope as shit, and he's got a cool design, and like they're making figures of him, and these aren't supposed to be out until like fucking April or May, so like next month or the month after or whatever. They're not supposed to be out yet. Somehow they're leaking into the United States, and I'm seeing them pop up here and there, and then people just fucking snatch them up like that immediately.
Yep.
So this one guy put up a bid on fucking eBay, and I was like, impatiently. The idea is that you're supposed to wait until like the very, very end and then snipe it as it's ending.
Yeah.
So my fucking impatient ass put a bid on it. Bad fucking idea, because immediately bid has been raised. Bid has been raised. Bid has been raised.
And then after a minute, you get so pissed you throw $50 on it. I'm thinking nothing.
Yeah. Oh no, I threw. You're gonna love this. I don't know if I have to. Oh! I just got an alert from it. I don't have to. I don't have to buy it anymore. Okay. So.
Well, look at that. That puts the whole story in vain. Fucking.
Yeah, it's real fucking retarded because somebody. Let me show you what the bid is. Because maybe this wasn't a good idea.
I wish you would have had to bought it. Words. I'm funny as fuck.
So I want you to guess the range of.
Okay, I'm guessing it was like 15, 20, probably like 30 at the most.
So it's a $20 action figure. I want you to guess from there.
If it's $20, you threw on like fucking like 30 or 40. No, you threw in like.
I did throw in like 35 just to be like, hey, fuck you, big dick money. Fuck you, dude, big dick money.
I'm showing you $5 more.
So then.
That's ePay though. Every ePay, yeah. Every Schmidt counts.
But I kept bidding and bidding because this guy kept hiring the price. And I kind of got mad. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make this fucking moron waste his money on this $20 toy. I want him to waste, like, however fucking much money.
What'd you say, like fucking $100 or some shit?
No, I just kept raising the price. Like, whenever he would raise it, I was like, all right, okay, yeah, no, I'm going to raise it, too.
I've done that before. I fucking...
Just out of spite.
I've raised shit to, like, fucking...
When
like 70 or $80.
When you're just mad because you know this other fucking idiot is going to waste money on it.
Yep.
And that you don't really have the money
it's,
to
yeah,
waste
exactly.
on it.
It's never
but
anything
at the same
important.
Time, you're kind of fucking mad that because you know that he's going to get it and that you're not going to get it. So
Dude.
you just fucking bid on it anyway because it's like...
Online shopping was and still is a sickness of mine. And $88. What the fuck? And I'm telling you, man, like, I just really got into the whole, like, fanatic of, like, getting guitars.
Yeah.
But you're always competing with someone to get a guitar online. There's always a clock ticking.
Dude.
And if you don't jump on it, there's a good chance you can't even get that fucking production model anymore. And then
fucking people, so many goddamn people want to be collectors now.
Yep.
And the same thing with, like, fucking Marvel figures and shit. And, like, just figures in general.
Yeah, the comeback for that is just a sign that people are starting to get back into collectibles.
Yeah. And the fucking stupid thing is, these figures get released later on anyway. See, I kind of wasted money, but part of it was my impatience and just me wanting to get my favorite guy early.
You're preaching to the choir. I got 13 guitars.
That's fine. But, like, he fucking paid $88 for this shit. Now, looking on eBay, looking at the other figures that got to that point, there was like, I think like 3 or 4 figures out of that wave that ended up getting to like $100, $100-something bucks for a $20 toy.
What the fuck?
And this fucking moron, this fucking idiot, paid like $100 a figure from like 7 figures.
That's tough.
For 7 figures.
Yep. 7.
For $20. That the whole case is like maybe $160.
Someone got him. Well, he got him. Like fucking.
He got him all right.
He got him.
But I made that fucking idiot waste his time and money.
Fuck him.
So yeah, spite bidding.
Yep, that's how I feel. Whenever there's something in my watch list on Reverb, and that's like a big like music one where you just like go on there and buy shit, sell shit, finance things through third party shit, and like I'll put it in the watch list, put it in the cart, just stare at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch it age.
Or I'll like hover over the page sometimes.
Exactly, leave that shit up, and then you'll just go back and look at it, just like, what if I had this?
Yeah. And it's like, people are always looking at fucking collectors. Like, there was some fucking stupid Saturday Night Live skit where it's like, I just want these toys, and I'm just gonna put it up and not look at it and not touch it or whatever. And if you've ever seen like an actual like toy collector and shit, I fuck with my stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I pull stuff off the shelves all the time, and then my desk turns into a fucking mess just because I'm basically a child, and I want to, like, articulate and, like, put them in different poses, and, like, because I make, like, the dioramas and shit, so I'll, like, put them fighting each other, and then, like, snap a couple of pictures, and then change poses, or change figures, and then play with them, dude.
I've always wanted to get into, even though it's, like, the coolest, most pointless thing in the world, having a cool vinyl collection.
Yeah.
But then having, like, the little hipster thing so you could play it.
I've always wanted that, too, because, like, I've seen that video of fucking Trevor from Black Dahlia Murder going to the record store, and he was, like, grabbing random shit, and he was just like, I don't know what this is, but it looks fucking sick.
Yeah, and I love, like, the metal ones look sweet as fuck. Like, even for the new Black Dahlia Murder one, there's, like, slime inside of it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, and it's sweet, man. I get why people collect them, but it's just...
It's a lot of money, though.
It's a lot of money, and, like, you know,
I'll
buy...
collecting is a lot of money.
I'll buy a shirt, I'll go to the show, I'll support, but...
But I feel like you can't even listen to vinyls anymore.
No.
Because they're such collectibles now that, like, if you put them on, like, a fucking thing, then you'll scratch the shit out of it.
Yep.
And I know that's the point of, like, records and stuff, is to, like, literally scratch them to play them. But I know that it's literally such a clean sound compared to, like, audiophiles and stuff.
Is it really?
Yeah. Like, even though it is dead format, it is still, like, one of the best ways that music is, like, that music quality is viewed or whatever, listened to.
No shit.
Which is weird as shit.
I guess I just didn't know that. I just thought, of course I knew they played, but I just thought it was more like the novelty. I didn't know, like, if I threw that shit on, like, the actual thing and blasted the Black Dahlia Murder, I'd fucking feel like I'm there.
Yeah. Having a good time talking about our hobbies, man.
I know, man. Well, you know about my guitars, music equipment, but that, that comes with my territory. But I also, like, I got into the whole exotic animals thing and, like, had a little zoo. And, yeah, dude, I don't know. Something about, like, having, like, a bunch of animals, it's sweet. Like,
I think I mentioned it last week to you when you were talking about, not to cut you off or whatever. But, I think there's a difference between, like, owning a dog or whatever, where you're, and yeah, I don't want to like make it seem like a different thing or whatever, but it is kind of like a different thing where with dogs and stuff, you're raising a family.
Yeah.
Where with, like, weird exotic animals and stuff, yeah, you still treat them as, like, a pet and stuff. Like, they're yours.
Yeah.
And you have to treat them with, like, that same amount of, like, love and stuff. But it's not an interactive, everyday thing. It's
no.
a hobby.
Yeah.
And you do have to, like, take care of them every day, but it's, like...
Exactly. And that's how it is for, like, if you, like, are into, like, invertebrates, like tarantulas and shit.
Yeah.
They're, like, pet rocks. Half the time, they don't even fucking move.
Yeah.
Like, they just
it's
sit
more
in
like
holes.
Watering a garden or, like...
Yeah.
Doing a craft.
But you still get to see, like, the progress of this animal's life through just sheer, I don't know, like, they're thriving. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just from your sheer care, they're thriving and reaching their maximum potential.
Yeah.
And there's a certain appeal to that. Like, and, and if you rescue an animal that's, like, down and out or has, like, issues or problems, you feel good about it. Like, it's like you're taking away from uncertainty that is the shitty pet trade.
Yeah.
And it gets really fucked up, dude. There's a lot of places, I won't, like, smear, but a lot of big ones, like, like Petco and all that shit. Like, they get real fucked up.
Yeah. I figure. I mean, it's a big chain.
Yeah. And, like, chains at the supply and demand. They probably get all their shipments from, like, fucking who knows, Florida.
Oh, you're talking about, like tarantulas and...
Oh, yeah, well, yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah, of course. And, like, even, like, they get, like, kind of dogged out a little bit, like, stuffed in little containers just to be sold off, like, in expos. And I get, like, that's what you have to do to, like, kind of, like, move them along and sell them and do all that shit. But it just seems kind of, it was fucked up. So I got into it just based off of, I guess, sheer compassion, because I was never, like, allowed to have pets coming up.
Yeah.
But I always just loved animals, and it just didn't matter, like...
Yeah.
It didn't matter if it was just somebody's dog or cat, or if, like, they had fish, which was another reason why I got into the fish hobby, because when I was a kid, one of my uncles, he had, like, a couple of fish tanks.
Oh.
And I didn't realize how much that sat with me. But he had, like, a couple of angelfish and a couple of Oscars. And, if you're, like, into any, like, basic level, like, fish keeping, like, those are... just your standard freshwater boys. Oscars are big as fuck, though. They get, like, 2.5 feet, like 2 feet.
Jesus Christ.
Well, not that big. Like, maybe like a foot. Like,
Oscars are like the...
Oscars are just cichlids. They're just, like, big, bulky cichlids. But all of them, like, peacocks get, like, 2 feet. Like, you know what I mean? Some of them get, like, big.
This is fucking Chinese for me, dude.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
What the fuck are peacocks?
Peacock bass is, it's the biggest cichlid that you can buy.
Cichlid?
A cichlid is, basically... They evolve from saltwater fish.
Okay.
But they're mainly freshwater, and, like,
so they're not quite fish.
No, they're not like goldfish or, like, it's, like, kind of like their own classification, like their own species. And, like, most of them are warm-bodied freshwater animals.
Yeah.
And I I don't know, man. They're cool. They're really aware. Like they're like goldfish are mindless, and they'll just smash their faces against
the time, or they don't feel the passing of time.
No, they don't. But cichlids, they're so strategic. Every time they move, they look at you. They watch you because they know you're the hand that feeds. They follow you around the room. Some of them can be your pets. Some of them you could genuinely pet it on the head because it understands that much mutualism from you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It understands you love it. Like, it's weird, dude. I can't explain it, but when I went to my Uncle Byron's and I fed his fish, and I just saw that they were just like about you.
Something in you.
Yeah, dude, it did. It did. I love fucking like even the ocean and shit, dude. I'm about it.
Dude, look at those lips.
Those lips.
Fish lips.
Fish lips.
You ever see that?
You
ever see that video of the dude sticking his dick inside of the fish?
No!
It awakened something inside of me and I couldn't stop.
Well, please tell me it was a dead fish. You're just like, no.
I don't know. I don't
it was
remember.
Alive.
But I just remember.
I don't think it consent.
Sticking his dick in the fish.
Don't bang animals.
Yeah, don't do that.
They can't say no.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of, in a weird way, how I came into like liking comic books and shit. Because during that like whole speculator boom thing or whatever, debating on like, what's gonna become popular, X-Men or this or that. My dad was just like buying a bunch of shit because a lot of the stuff was like super cheap anyway. So he bought me like a bunch of Spider-Man shit, a bunch of like just random shit when I was like real little. I think when I was like 5 or 6. But at the same time, he was showing me shit on like TV and stuff, like the old fucking X-Men cartoon.
Yeah.
But a lot of motherfuckers don't know that there was like an Iron Man cartoon, and there was also Silver Surfer, and there was also like
those are kind of like older, like what, like 90s?
Yeah, 90s.
Yeah.
It was all 90s shit that came after Spider-Man and X-Men. So all that shit came out. I was watching that, and then also he bought me like X-Men, no, Marvel vs. DC or whatever. And so I was like reading that shit like from front to back. Like I was a tiny child just looking at the pretty pictures because I didn't really know how to read. I was just like, whoa, Captain America's fighting Batman. Yeah. So I was just like, oh shit, dude. And at the same time, I was kind of watching shit like the back in the day they had like older VHSs and stuff. Where it was like the Captain America series and the Hulk series, where it was sort of motion comics, sort of an animated series, but not really. This was like before the fucking Spider-Man. You know, the old fucking 60s one? This was like around the same time. But
I remember, like, I don't know what network like showed that, but like I remember watching that shit, dude.
Dude, so he like was washing me with this shit, basically brainwashing me with this shit, like, and then at the same time, what the fuck is that show? Like the older DC show, like the real old one.
Not Justice League,
not Justice League. Super Friends.
Super Friends, yep.
It used to come on Cartoon Network all the time. So it's just like all the shit, like a flood of like all the older shit. And a lot of people were like, oh, I'm more of a DC reader, or oh, I'm more of a Marvel reader. For me, it's kind of like a weird mixture of both because I feel like I can't really choose one over the other. Like, I fucking love all the different comic companies. Even if it isn't like superhero shit. I just love this shit. Because, like, I don't know, like, a lot of this stuff was instilled from me and into me from like a young age because it was just like a flood of all this shit at the same time. And it was like all the other stuff I wasn't super interested in. Like sports, he tried to get me a little bit into sports when I was young. It just wasn't my thing. Fucking, I did really like fucking wrestling and shit, like WWE and shit, or WWF, but
I was never into sports either, man. And everyone watched sports. Everyone was about sports. And I kind of like tried to hang in there, but really I was just kidding myself. I was never about it. I hung in there for the Pistons a little bit during their golden years.
Yeah.
But then they sent away Chauncey and everybody, and then I was just like,
2003.
yeah, exactly.
The only golden years.
Yeah, exactly. After that, put away the jersey. Hide
Chauncey
that.
Billups.
Billups and Wallies.
Detroit basketball.
Yeah, dude.
Remember that shit?
Yeah, dude, I remember that shit. We used to be hype as fuck.
And then there was like,
About the Tigers for a minute too, but again, just bandwagoning.
dude,
Baseball is actually the only sport I'm good at playing, but I just hate watching it and following it.
For some reason, there was like this stance back then that like everything Detroit was fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's like, oh well, not really. Detroit's actually
That's it.
fucking awesome.
That's it. Oh, not
And
really.
then back in the day, when I was like a little kid in fucking elementary, I said some shit like it was recess or something. I was like, Detroit, suck some balls. And then everybody got upset with me. Like, everyone was just like offended.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Why would you say that? Why would you say that about the coolest basketball team of all time?
Ever existed.
At the same time, I was watching a lot of Dragon Ball Z and shit. Cause fucking Tsunami, dude.
Dude, fuck yeah. Toonami, throughout the years just held out. And that was the first time I was like...
Dragon Ball Z and stuff.
Yeah, dude, that is honestly the first time I watched that shit.
Yeah. It's the first time everyone watched that show, I think. You know? Aside from, there was, one thing in the 80s where they tried to bring it over, and it just didn't work because, translations and shit weren't very good. I'll tell you about that in a second. But yeah, that's all that shit is kind of what got me into the hobby that I'm in today. That's two hobbies that I'm in today, like collecting comics and also figures, because I'm a fucking man-child who can't get over his childhood.
No judgment, dude. My house is made of glass. And sounds like the ocean.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of fish tanks.
It's fucking stupid that, you'll see people, this is childish and fucking stupid. And you see idiots, at least people who collect toys and shit do something.
You shouldn't dismay people for hobbies. It doesn't matter what it is. At least they're, passionate about something.
Yeah.
Some people do a flat fucking line where they just go to their 9 to 5. They go home and try to get immersed in TV as a last resort just to have something to talk about. You know what I mean?
Even if your passion or hobby doesn't get you fucking famous or whatever, you can still have it.
Exactly.
Sometimes it might get you famous. Sometimes you might make money on it, but at the same time, it's going to be one of those things where it's like...
Or you could be in a cover band and fucking just jam with your boys. You know what I mean? It's whatever.
And, people will shit on stuff.
If it quiets your dark places and helps you get through the day and feel good about something, what's the harm in it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if it's a constructive outlet.
There was, an SNL skit or whatever when they, made fun of that shit. And then, Bill Maher just genuinely does not like fucking comic books and shit. And then you'll see a lot of these same people yeah, I collect fucking sports jerseys. And it's well, at least, I'm doing something that is in a way practical. I'm not just collecting this shit, putting it in a fucking glass tube and never touching it again. Yeah. I'm constantly, reading this shit, constantly touching shit on the wall or on, my shelf and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you'll see fucking idiots collecting fucking shoes. That video of fucking Kanye where he doesn't want to get his shoes dirty.
Yeah.
So he just, takes them off and, walks through mud and dirt, even though they're fucking shoes. It's the same way I feel about, toys and shit. When people leave their shit in the boxes, they're yeah, I'm never going to touch it. I'm never going to touch it. I never want damage to the box.
For a while, I was like that with, clothes, where I just constantly kept, buying clothes and everything, and, kept getting, multiple pairs of shoes. But I feel like I've, calmed down on that a lot, and now I'm just, I'm coasting off of hipster clothes I bought, I don't know, 6 years ago.
It's clothes, man.
Yeah, but exactly, dude. It's just, that, and I'm a schmedium dude, and they don't make clothes for small dudes anymore. Sun's in the water, dude. Everyone's fucking 6 foot, just flat. I'm not there. I'm not.
Everybody's 5 foot laying down.
Fucking dumb. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I fell out of that whole fad, and yeah, you're right, dude. It's just clothes. Who fucking cares? I can't reinvigorate my wardrobe every summer, but never throw anything away.
I would say it's cool to, like, if you have band shirts and shit, and they don't fit you or something, either...
Well, mine get too dogged out, and my sweat stains from my fucking armpits, because I wear them in the summer at these concerts and shit, and I melt.
Mine just shrink in the fucking wash.
I always wind up making muscle tees out of them, because I kill them.
I usually... What I really want to do, what I plan to do, is, like, take like a big frame or whatever and then frame them all. Because they're not worn out and fucked up. I can just put them up.
Yeah, even like something like that, that'd be cool.
Like, even people who collect sports jerseys and shit that do that, that's in a way practical because it looks nice.
Yeah, there's an aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
And then, hey, nothing wrong with that.
No. And then, like, that fucking video of Kanye where he's like, where it's like he's so afraid of getting dirt on his shoes. It's like that. Well, that's what they're made for. You're supposed to walk into stuff. You're fucking rich, dude. You could buy 15 pairs of those same kind of fucking shoes.
Your Yeezys that are fucking $1,500.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then fucking Kim Kardashian's like fucking recording them. And he's just like, she's like, Kanye's taking off his shoes because he doesn't want to get his shoes dirty in the mud that he's going to walk through. And all you hear in the background is Kanye just like, ain't gonna happen. And then the video just ends right there. Ain't gonna happen.
Dude, they're fucking aliens. They're the strangest people. And their chemistry is just odd.
But people are fucking like that, man. People just, like, put shit in a glass tube and then never touch it again. It's like, well, if you're gonna collect something, don't do stuff with it.
I collect guitars. I fucking finagle all of them. I just
guarantee,
fuck with them.
like, your guitars have, like, a few fucking custom parts on it.
Oh, yeah. Like, even, like, custom electronics. Like, I buy new pickups. And if you get, like, boutique pickups, they're crazy. Like, they fucking... There's no feedback. Like, it's just, like, this clean, crisp, fucking warm, buttery tone. Because they got fucking, like, 17 different terms for tone. It's smooth.
But even when you collect your guitars, you play with them, right?
Yeah.
Like, you fuck with them. Same idea, man.
Even the 8 strings and the 7 strings, I play them all.
Yeah. They're fucking wacky as shit. And I don't know how anyone could play a fucking 8-string guitar.
Hey, it's all about your intentions and your inception.
Yeah.
Like what you want it to sound like and how you're gonna make it sound like that.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter about the strings. It's all about your delivery. Delivery.
Delivery.
All right. Well, might be getting about that time.
Yeah, it's getting pretty late.
We talked comics. We talked.
I talked a lot of comics. I'm sorry.
Our strange hobbies.
Yeah.
Next time we touch ourselves.
Next time I'm gonna fuck your dick.
Stop!